The microphone's on in front of you. We are streaming. And we are live. All right, so we're gonna call the special BZA meeting March 30th, 2023 to order. This is a special meeting to consider the continued discussion of the more variance that started at the February meeting, and the committee wanted to get some more information on it. We'll just do a roll call real quick. Fackler? Here. Looney? Here. Auger? Here. All right. Everybody was here at the last meeting. And at this point, we also, for this meeting, we sent regular mail to all the neighbors. I'm just, for the record, we sent regular mail to them about this meeting. Certified mail went out for the March, what was that, 9th meeting, give or take a day, March 10th, that we did not have because we didn't have a quorum. I was here in case anybody responded to the certified letters. Ms. Hosher, who was here at the February meeting, and her husband were the only ones that came in for that meeting. They were here at February 2 as well. And with that, I'll turn it back to the committee. Tim has emailed out some of the work. Tom, if you want to come up, my friend, just overview. Oh, yeah, I'll get it from you. There you go.
I'm Earl Moore from 1406 West Maple, pertaining to the amendments you guys asked me for the gutters for the building. That's why I'm here tonight. So, any more questions? I sent the letter, my wife and I sent the letter to the board of what we did to the pond. The pond, the groundhog holes has been bed-9 plugged. Also bed-9 the whole pond. The pond has dyed again with real deep blue. I have some questions for you guys now about the other properties. Well, I don't know if you've been down and looked at the one house, but we're talking about the water being in the yards down below me. He's got gutters on his house. There's gutters on the barn, his garage, that go right out to the yard, which comes right back to Mrs. Hosier's property. I understood from other residents in the area that there is also a spring on that lot. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not. That was told to me by an old resident still lives in the town here. So I'm just here to try to get this approved. I don't know what else I can do to satisfy the board.
Yep. I think it's, at least from my perspective, you've dyed it like, I think twice now. You've done the extra work, and then the discovery that there's downspouts that direct water into that area. We also have an amendment on the plan because it's now going to be an entire gutter system around the pole barn that will go back up to help direct that.
Pertaining to the overflow for the pond, I got a contractor that said he could do it, but what we're going to run it to. If I put it in and run it down to the edge of my property, it's going to go right down into the alley and on down.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be as cordial as I can be with what I got to deal with.
I think from the village perspective, when you guys are thinking about, because he does have someone to do an overflow, that would be a better project for the village in the future once we get better storm water in there that could tie it into at that point. I'm just at this point I'm not convinced that the pond and or the extra water from a slightly larger pole barn is going to cause problems downhill any more than what's already there. Because now we've got the downspouts that are there, and we did at the last meeting discover that the problem also started once we relined our sewer line there. So,
Our sewer runs east and west down the alleyway to the south of their property.
so water used to go down and would sieve basically into our, our I problem. And then once we fixed that, that water had nowhere to go. So it sits on the ground. So,
Again, I don't know if you guys have drove by the property, but I sit higher. If I sit in my living room, I can look right out and see her roof. So she's a lot lower than me. On natural gravity, water's gonna go to the property.
Mr. Downard was the fellow.
He looked at my pond and gave me a price on what it would take. Again, I'm not opposed, once you guys get drains in, to come back and put a drain into that pond to that.
And I have to ask, I mean, he said everything structurally is good, since an issue. I'm guessing he pointed out the ground hog holes or
They were already done before he got there.
okay.
But I did
Okay.
point, I gotta confess, he's a friend, he's a contractor, okay? He's the one that recommended I go to Columbus Clay and get the bed knot.
Okay.
She has pictures, I don't know if you guys received them or not, of me throwing it in there. And what happens, how this stuff works, it floats on water. And if it will settle, but if the water's pulling it towards the hole, it will plug it. So I bought 3 bags of it.
I don't know how it works, but I know there was a material, I didn't know what the name of it was, it supposedly will help if you got a porosity issue. If you had the professional look at it, and he says structurally you're okay. I mean, that's due diligence. I like the idea of putting all the under gutters drained to the pond. I mean, that makes sense.
Right.
I mean, heck, you've got a pond, you might as well use what water you have available now, full.
Keep it full.
and
That's just what needs to be done.
I think that's all what we asked for, is just to make sure everything was good.
I don't have any concerns at this point. How about you, Robert?
I don't think so. And I think that your neighbors, those ushers that were here that were concerned, I think that they said that they were good with the plan to run the gutters to the pond as well.
I understood both parties said that the night we were here in February meeting.
We do have a contractor lined up to do that work.
Any questions? Are we ready? Is this going to be a nice and quick meeting? Are we ready to proceed to a vote? We are short, so I would just remind it. We had a vote snafu at council the other night because we had a quorum, but we were missing a person, and one person counted off a little bit. So to approve this variance, it would need all 3 votes tonight.
And this variance is for the building.
Correct.
This has nothing to do with what we said. Right. Because of it being non-conforming, because of the size of it.
Yep.
Because of the size of the lot, I have no problem with it.
If there's no other questions, we can make this a quick meeting. Is there a motion to approve this variance?
I would make the motion that we approve the variance for the storage building. That how the proper way to word it.
Motion to approve the variance is all you need
As amended.
As a
with the gutters. Yeah. Well, the gutters are just part of it, but yeah. Yep. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right. Any other discussion on approving the variance? Hearing none. Mager,
yes.
Looney,
Yes.
Fackler.
Yes.
All right. 3-0, the variance will be approved. My guess is you can come in, well, as I say, next week you come in and get your signed off stuff. It might be done as early as tomorrow, but you've got it's coming. So if you've got someone ready to come out tomorrow and start stuff, you would be good, but
I'm gonna go to the bank tomorrow. I know that's gonna fly. On down to Bremen Metals on Monday. That's gonna be the contractor for the pole barn. Demolition, he'll come in and get the permit to tear it down.
What I'll do is we'll email you once everything's signed off, and that way, you know, you can just stop in and pick it up because
I gotta pay you, I gotta bring a check to you for.
I can do that.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll work. But yeah, I can have, well, and if you think you'll get it done, signed off in the morning.
Yeah, I'll get it signed off and then I'll get it to Missy and I'll do.
So, well, no, what I'm saying,
Glad to get it done.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save you a trip. If you're going to come in and write a check in the morning, you know, Tim will get it to Missy in the morning so that you can have your approved permit variance when you come in.
I'll have her give you a call when it's all.
That's fine.
That's
Yeah.
And then the only other thing with that is whatever contract you have, make sure they're registered with the village.
Right, that's what the demolition contractor has to get that paperwork done. We already told him.
Yep, you got
He
them.
was, he was waiting on for me to say, I'm kind of held it up. I don't want to tear anything down because if it just didn't fly, we was going to go ahead and try to restructure what was there, but I really didn't want to do that.
Do you know who we're using for demo?
Demo is Marshall. Bell's his last name. He's probably not listed as a contractor.
Okay, I was saying, because we've only done a couple of demos in the last couple of years, and there's only been a couple of people that.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
wanted to do it myself, and my wife said no.
Yeah.
Free incident. No. I want to thank you guys for your time and looking out for the city's behalf and my behalf. I'm not trying to be smart or nothing. I really do think you guys did a great job.
And we,
Thank you for your diligence.
yeah, we appreciate you, you know, being willing to make sure everything, you know, and work as well. So
And you can mark this down on your books. Once the city puts a drain in, I'll put the drain line in for the pond.
we'll make a note of that. So if we do something up there, to get in contact with you, and
Sounds good.
Hopefully you guys know my character now. That's how I am, you know.
Yeah. we appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Sorry about it. I think he was the other.
Thanks, James.
It was funny, now we can talk. I worked for the city of Canal, and the federal EPA wanted to come in and test our water to see if COVID was in the wastewater. I think they want the Pickering thing. We kind of held back on that, but, you know, I think
That's
if
not
any
true.
product that we have goes out through the sewer system, so
Hey,
I'm the only one in my department that got it too. That was the weird part about it. All
right,
thanks. guys.
thank you. dang it.
Thanks so much.
I appreciate it.
All right, and then since this was a special meeting, no other business, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, wait.
Can I bring one thing up? Just real quick, because I did get a call about today. Bob Jude, have a property, and that's, I can't remember that, it's right behind me.
Yep.
It's zone general business. We would like to know they're putting, splitting the lot and putting two duplexes there. So that's something we need to put in the near future, because I do have a phone call tomorrow about, you know, are we willing to look at that and rezone that, or we leave it general business, or how do we want to do that? I wish I had a map of.
And Jeff's working on the process for that as well, kind of been
Yeah.
looking at it, but it's kind of a heads up that that's coming your way.
Back behind that,
So the beach of the,
the church building or whatever.
well, you know, with the Bob's oil can right by the track, it's the property to the east.
Okay,
It's kind of a weird piece of property when you look at it, because the very eastern corner is like really cut up. But he's got enough rooms there and things to split it and make two duplexes.
done question, but is it sewer back there?
There's sewer back there, his problem's gonna be water, and I did talk to him today because it's not the loop of water line.
Okay.
And it's not gonna be the most inexpensive thing to do, but he's well aware of that.
I'm sure you need even sewer back there.
Yeah, there is sewer that runs there. The old front street that used to run on the tracks has kind of gone away because of the railroad. So that's one way. But there is sewer, definitely sewer there. That'd be easy. The water line's the biggest hard part. We don't want a dead end line going to feed any homes or anything like that. So think about that being a general business, and we want to rezone it as a residential.
And then at this point, since we're given heads up, at this point, we've got, today would have been the last day. We thought there might be a variance in for the next meeting in 2 weeks, but that hasn't come in. So it won't make the deadline for the next meeting. So it doesn't look like we'll have a meeting in April. So
So this one potentially in May.
depending on when they get the stuff in, yeah.
And that would come to us.
Yeah, well, that's what we're working on with Jeff, because the way it's subdivision regulations versus our zoning code, because it's a zoning code change. We're working on that process because it's also a split, and so we're trying to do it as efficient as possible, because one process has this step and one has this step, and they overlap a little bit. We're leaning towards just, yes, it's a BZA thing. But Jeff needs to give us the thumbs up on that. So,
I'm looking at this map, I don't know if this is a current map or what. But, this is showing, I'm thinking this is the one you talked about here. This lot here is kind of a triangular shape, or is it one of these lots up here? This be what the road is right here, wouldn't it? Track should be right here. So the irregular shape would be this one back here.
Yeah, it's the irregular shape.
Okay,
Yeah, it's that one that's got that little zigzag.
okay, so it's not the one that's
No.
directed behind.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Do we need to vote on the minutes? Or we just-
we'll do that at the next meeting, because this was a special continuation meeting, so we'll get them all together. All right. Good question. I think there was a motion and a second to adjourn, so all in favor, say aye.
All right.
Opposed? All right, we are adjourned at 6:20.